All righty, man. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a while. I'm just testing my little microphone, and if my little microphone works, then I will be back in a couple of minutes. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I'm just gonna throw it. I'm just gonna throw it there. Hello. So my name is Frank. I'm a game developer, and this is the very beginning of the broadcast. This is usually where I go over everything that has happened from last time I stopped streaming to when I hit the button today. And yeah, there's been a lot. It's been like 2 whole weeks since I streamed. I didn't stream because I went down to San Diego, and then I drove back up next day, and then hung out with my friends, had a good time. Won bar trivia. It was good. God, my allergies are ass. But whose aren't? I went to a concert. I saw the band Always, or All of the V's, if you pronounce it like I do, because it's spelled with 2 V's. And I saw it at the Catalyst because I live in Santa Cruz, and that's like the only place you can play a show here. And it was probably the best sounding show I've seen there. It was great. It was really good. Other news, my PC officially crapped out, and then I fixed it. Let me actually open everything that controls the cooling and stuff. And let me make sure that's all set up so it doesn't die. Basically what was happening is it was overheating, and I won a computer a while ago. I haven't said this publicly anywhere, but I won a computer from a company called Ironside Computers. Let me actually look up. They do have it. So here, let me with Cam. So we can skip a lot of this stuff. They always they announce their new PC, and then let's pull up this desktop.
Winner of the Cousins Castle is Wiki from California. Congratulations, Wiki. Please check all your forms of contact to claim your prize. Thank you all for submitting, and we'll see you next time.
Back in the day, and it arrived super broken, and then we returned it. I already closed the tab, didn't I? Basically, it was 2 panels, and then air just went through the middle, and the panel that didn't have all the components was just glass. So even though they shipped it in a crate with a bunch of packing peanuts, that shit shattered before we even got to open it. And then, so we sent it back, and then I got back my current computer, which is, it's still purple, it's still gold, but it's a lot more normal PC looking. Honestly, the biggest thing about it is it's a Dragon Ball PC. It's kind of sick. And it's hardline water cooled, which I always opt for air cooling because I don't know how the fuck water cooling works. And yeah, so it's water cooled. And I was like, okay, why is it overheating? Maybe it's time to change the coolant. So I ordered new coolant. I changed the coolant. Problem's actually worse now. What it turns out is the way that, oh god, oh no, I have run over my headphone cable. It's better. There we go. Okay, let me pull up MS Paint really quick. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Okay. Delete. So the way my PC works is I need an actual tool to draw with. We have a box. So we have a radiator, not a radiator, a reservoir here, which is full of liquid. Boom, 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 boom. And what it does is it pushes this way water to my GPU, which then goes up into a radiator. And then that goes down to the CPU. Let me just start labeling things. Which then goes up and across to, let's make this line longer. A front radiator. I'm gonna write this. Yeah, okay, I can write that way. It's crazy. And then this goes out and back into the reservoir. So what ended up happening is it would overheat. And the only thing I could tell was there was a little bit of an air bubble in the GPU, and there was an air bubble in the CPU, and then there was an air bubble all the way here and all the way here, which meant that water could not be pushed into this radiator. So the water could not complete the loop, and therefore it could not get into the radiator. The radiator is what's supposed to cool the water down. So we have 2 issues. 1, the water is not getting cooled down, and 2, the water is not moving. So the water would then just stay in the GPU. It would heat up. And then as soon as it was hot, it would stay hot. And there was nothing I could do about it except for reduce what my GPU was doing and let the water cool down naturally, which took a long time. So I spent all of Saturday pretty much tilting my computer around various different orientations, running it upside down for a little bit until I'd say like 90% of the air bubbles are out of the system, and it works better. So I think part of why I used to like try and open Destiny on Tuesdays at 10 and it would just crash. It would crash not only the game but the stream, is because of that. My frame rates are better. All of this shit's back. So I'm gonna try streaming Destiny 2 today, and we're just gonna do somewhat of a recap stream. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. But before we get there, I do have a couple of other things that we can go over. The weekend after I went to San Diego, I actually did a game jam, and the reason that I haven't made any like videos on it or anything is mostly because the game, it was a 2-day game jam, and we bit off a little more than we could chew. So, first mistake, I didn't know Rust. We did it in Rust. Mistake number 2 is we were using an engine called Bevy, which is actually pretty sick. but I didn't know how to use it. So not only did we have 2 days to make a game, but I didn't know the engine nor the language. I did this with a good friend I made in class in college. And let's see. I don't know if I can run it. Whoa. Okay, I can run it. There's music, but I made the music, so I'm not gonna let you listen to it. So we have 2 buttons. We have a quit button, which does exactly what you think it would do. And we have a play button, which loads this up. And you can see I was working on some UI, and we have some stuff, and we have a counter here. We have a player that can move around, and when we hit space, he can swing around his little scythe, his little hoe, or whatever. And then hopefully sometime soon, yeah, it's dusk. We can see that I spent way too long trying to get a little lighting system to work. And this is all that we got. So if that's all we got, what was the idea? We were trying to make a roguelike Plants vs. Zombies, which is a cool concept. Basically, you would have a box-shaped room, because we didn't want to do anything that wasn't on this one screen, and then these sections were cornered off, so you can't do anything here. We start with a plot of land in the middle in which you can plant. That was the theme. It was plants. And then enemies can come in from any of these waves. And you as the player that can move around, can hit enemies, but it's not going to do as much damage as the plants. And then you'd gather resources, plant plants, and see how many ways you can go. You'd spend the day planting and then the night defending, which is why I spent so much time building in a day and night cycle. And that was a lot more than we could chew. Also, UI and Bevy, I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but we didn't really abstract nearly enough, and it was hard. Like, the fact that getting one button with text rendering on the screen took like 20 lines, we really should have tried to figure out how to abstract that, so that way we could duplicate it without needing to duplicate the 20 lines. But those are all later problems. I think I would want to use Bevy and Rust again. Like, here, let me actually pull up the Bevy examples, because they're pretty neat. You can see that it actually is like a fully featured engine. There's some amount of the terrain in this example is a model, but there's some lighting stuff. There's a lot of rendering tech in here. There's animation support, and somewhere there's collision support and shader stuff. It's a full engine. It's not like the most mature engine ever. It's not gonna blow you away. It doesn't have an editor, but it's a pretty neat engine. So I'd probably use it again, but maybe if we only have 2 days, just scope down a little more. Okay, I'm gonna close that out. So the other thing that I've been working on is, and I gotta just open the file browser for this, is I've actually been working on that client-side predictive character that we sort of got stalled on last time. And the reason that we got stalled is because I was trying to implement being able to enter and exit a volume and have that affect the gravity of the player without it jolting as a client. And I still have not been able to get it to not jolt. It's been a few weeks. I did DM with the developer of the networking license, and he said package, the networking library. And he did say that to some extent, those events, the on-trigger, enter, and exit events, are sometimes not firing, which means that it could not be my fault, and I'm still waiting for an update either from him or just a package update, so that way I know if it was my fault or not. I want to see if it actually was just the events not firing. But I did do a little bit of a detour, and I wish I could make this window larger. Now when we have our client spawn in, the mouse movement is different. It's a lot more reactive. It updates every frame now instead of every tick, which is honestly really good because it means that it feels really snappy. I tried to implement mouse interpolation to get it to do this, and then I had to like actually go back to the drawing board and change how we were like replicating look stuff. Originally we were just sending the changes of the input delta, so what we're capturing from the mouse at that frame on the tick. And that meant that every like if we have a tick rate of 30, and let's just say this is tick 1 and this is tick 2, then and we have a frame rate of 140, there's at least 3 frames here that need to get rendered, but also that like we can input mouse input here. Like we can move our mouse for these frames. If we only check here and check here, we lose all of this data, so it just doesn't feel right. And so what I did is we just on the tick reset the delta, and then I'm going to use just an integer value, but we hold the delta over the like we keep an aggregate of this, and then we just take this and send it to the server, and then we reset it on the tick. That way we capture all of the mouse movement, and also we keep everything updated rather than just only checking here. So everything is updated, but it doesn't feel right. So yeah, those are some updates. I put out a video on the client-side predictive controller, but it's just the basic movement stuff. There's probably not going to be another video on that series until the gravity stuff is done. And I also spent most of this weekend making a video on how to make art as a non-artist, or at least someone who isn't artistically inclined. And I'm probably going to, not even probably, I am making that into a series in which I try some techniques on hacky, easy ways to make art as someone who doesn't know how. And so tomorrow's stream is probably going to be pushing for one of those techniques. It's going to be on how to sort of stylize existing assets, so that way it's transforming them, and also you can make them into whatever art style you want. So I'm probably going to be taking a bunch of public domain models and turning them into a map, and then stylizing them to be somewhat low poly and simple textures as we go. I don't know if that's all going to happen in one stream or not, but it would be really cool. I guess last little video update. So I had the idea for the art series, and I made the first video in that. And I've been working on an idea for a while. This is not going to be a series that comes out quick. The videos aren't going to be quick, and they take a lot of effort for me to make. But I want to make a series because I am a game developer about games. I not only like making games, but I really like playing them. I really like talking about them. So I'm going to make a series in which I academically dissect games. And as a game developer, we take what we can learn from each of these game examples, and what lessons can we take from a game is sort of the idea. And it's not going to be exactly like being taught a book in an English class, but that's sort of how I am conceptualizing it. And so it's called required reading. The first episode is going to be on Half-Life 2, and I haven't even started working on that, so I don't have any expectation for when it's going to be out. It's going to be a bunch of other videos before that, but it's probably going to be long because I want to go over the context in which the game was made, which means I have to play all of the games before it. I have, but I want to refresh myself, and I need to play Half-Life 2, and I need to play some games that it inspired and some games that inspired it, and really look into like how Valve developed it, and then dissect the gameplay. Like, what is it that makes this game so special and so revered? That's going to be the whole point of the video. So it'll be a long video, but it should be a good one. All right. Last actual personal update, I watched the Smash Talk from like 2013. So yeah, it's a very good doc. It's like 4 hours, and I learned a lot. It's on Super Smash Brothers Melee, which of course I only got into because of the yard, but it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna try streaming Destiny today. I'm gonna crank this down to 60 so that way it doesn't lag the fuck out for you guys. Alright, I want to see, because sometimes when I stream this, it gets a little, the frames don't line up exactly, so it seems jittery in OBS. So we'll find out if that's happening or not. This is honestly just so that I can prep for streaming day one raid. My raid team always does day ones, and I mean Final Shape's looking all right. We have a team going. I'm not going to be streaming it publicly though. If you are one of my friends and you want to watch this stream, please message me. It's going to be a private stream because unlike me, my raid team are normal people. They are not narcissists who like broadcasting everything to everyone. All right, it looks mostly okay, but there's definitely still some, we can deal. We can even watch my frame rate. It says not applicable. And as long as we don't drop any frames, then I'm going to consider this a win. This is going to feel weird for like 2 minutes because I've actually capped my FPS. Okay, let's do something a little harder. But yeah, so we're going to be doing day one. The stream is not going to be public because raid team is not full of narcissists like myself. And yeah, it should be fun. Probably because the expansion comes out next Tuesday. I will stream normal game dev stuff tomorrow, Thursday. Never streamed on Fridays. And then next Monday and next Tuesday. Next Thursday is probably going to be some Destiny grinding, some getting raid prep, getting ready for it. So that way I don't have to sacrifice like 4 hours of my time because I only have 3 days to prep for that raid. So Destiny, dude, this isn't the fucking biggest Destiny hater in the chat right now. And yeah, it is Destiny. I want to try and stream it because usually when I open this game, it craps the fuck out of my computer. All right. It's time to do something a little harder. It should not run on your computer, period. Yeah, it's not a performance thing. It's a moral thing. It's ethics. The game should not be running. Oh man, my sister just spelled Los Gatos as Los Hoagie. That's funny. I know it. She's just typing from her phone, but fuck, dude. Los Hoagie. God. We can close that out. And actually, I need to... Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's no easier way to get there. Since you like Destiny, I think you should actually play League of Legends instead. Highly recommend, definitely. Yeah, so I mean, if I'm playing Destiny, I'm at least a moral degenerate. If I start playing League, I'll become a social degenerate. And I don't know if that's better, worse, or just more of the same. Also, my dumbass read highly recommend Destiny and had to fix that shit. Watch this death speedrun. Death speedrun. This is actually gonna be hard. And boom. Why the fuck did that not work? There we go. Okay. Maybe you just have to punch each of them twice. God, this game though, is never-ending grind. I need to grind out stuff before the season ends so that the new grind can start, and then I have 3 days to grind out the raid, or to grind out for the raid, and then the raid itself is a grind. The grind never stops. The grind never stops. I'm always on my grind shit. Oh, the grind can end alright. Yeah. And when? When I fucking kiss myself or what? There's a hidden ending in the game actually, which you just unlock everything if you get that ending. It is crazy though. I've been playing this game like 6 years and the grind hasn't stopped. So maybe at some point it will need to end. You have to go into the program files. It's an ARG. No, what you're thinking of is data mining, in which people predict the next grind. Oh, fuckles. Oh, there's the guy. Boop. A folder. You have to delete a folder. So it's you go to your C drive, and then you go to program files, or you go to your C drive, your user, program files, /Steam, /Steam apps, /common, /Destiny 2. And you got to delete that whole folder. And when you delete that folder, you actually unlock a secret ending to the game that is happiness. All the characters live happily and forever. Yeah. Okay, we know the same ARG. We're on the same wavelength. We got it. All right. Well, I haven't dropped any frames since the very beginning of the stream, so I think we can actually stream this now, and it works. Which is going to now beat the game. How? How do you beat this game? You can beat the game 1 month, and then max 3 months later, they make it so you gotta beat the game again. How do you beat the fucking game? You like actually can't do it. Honestly, the goal of this game is to play it as little as possible. You stack bounties and quests and challenges and guardian progression and weapon drops all on the same thing, so that it feels like you're making progress. And it feels good because you're being efficient about it, and then you just play more of the game. But the goal is to play. This is an abusive. Yes, this is an abusive relationship. I've been in it for 6 years. And it is showing no signs of stopping. Pretty soon, I'm going to start asking Bungie to go out and get orange juice. And if they bring back orange juice with pulp, I'm going to break up with them. But, like, unironically, I do have fun with the game. I think that might actually be the most cringe thing ever said on the internet. Because usually you say, hate this game, play it every day. But I have fun with it. I'm doing tricks on it. Frames look good. I should what? Particle spam. Yeah, well that does good for YouTube compression. So if I like look at Minecraft Bedrock, because all the colors are different and very like they contrast a lot, we have a hard time compressing it, and it looks like dog ass. But no, I'm glad it's looking good. It feels weird to play this at 60 because I'm used to a lot higher, but first world problems and me being spoiled. Honestly, you can swap that. You can hear game audio. I don't know why I only had it on background music. There's game audio now. Aw, he hit it. I couldn't. He's doing tricks on it. I could never. He's still doing tricks on it. Oh god. Not this fucker. Woo. Damn. We're running back that death speed run, I think. Come on, man. Hold on. I don't need to be using this weapon. I really shouldn't be. That's the one we want. Honestly, the hardest part about streaming this is going to be not raging. Because usually you die like 3 times to things that you feel like you shouldn't, and you're mad. You're tilted. I don't even know if I can like rotate the camera in OBS. Never know how to interpret these bosses. I think it's just shoot the shoulders, open the chest. Twitch quality is so much better. Yeah? I wonder why. I can check the stats of the stream in a second. See if YouTube's just crapping out maybe. Let's see. That is where is it? Here it is. Okay, so we have they both say excellent. I don't oh wow, it is really the bitrate is so much lower on YouTube. What the fuck? What's even crazier is I actually think the bitrate on YouTube is higher than the bitrate on Twitch. That's insane. Well, then I guess Twitch is the premier platform. But I mean, like every time I talk shit about YouTube, they suppress my videos. Like no one sees them, so it can't be my fault. It can't be my fault. I'm actually just shadow banned. I should be allowed to post my Manosphere content without YouTube saying that I'm being immoral and sexist. Every time I talk bad about YouTube. Yeah, okay, so I unironically, so that was what I was making a reference to. I looked at the new YouTube layout when they were like beta testing it, and then I posted the short of that, and then the shorts always get like 400 or so tester views at least, so they could see like, is this a good short or not? And they didn't show that shit to anyone. That shit got 0 impressions. So it's like, okay, maybe don't talk bad about YouTube, because they'll just look at your fucking video and they'll be like, no, you don't get to show this to people. But then you can make jokes about how, oh, I'm actually making Manosphere content. I'm going on the Fresh and Fit podcast next week. But Fresh is going to be there, Fit is not. Not this thingy again. Oh my god. Wow. Talk about Tupac. That was a 3-pac. Woo. Do we need to kill you? Also, like, why the fuck would YouTube change the default layout on desktop? Like, it's been the same for so long, and it works. It doesn't need to change. Like, Twitter just unveiled Twitter video, or X videos, or whatever it's called, and it looks exactly like YouTube. And they're talking about features like suggested videos, and see how many people like the video, or whatever. It's super dumb. Busted. I did not shoot the boss at all, I don't think. Not sure if they ever really cared about the end user experience until it affected watch time. But like, here's the thing though, it doesn't help watch time to change the layout like that, because it's just, it hurts. I don't know. I don't like looking at it, so I just leave the site. But no, they'll make a change if it helps their bottom line. They are a corporation after all, even though they are probably the best video sharing service. They're ultimately still corporation. They don't care about you. They care about money. They'll put AI in this shit if it makes them more money. Yeah, it's a lot of exploders. It's like you front. It's video play on the side. Yeah. Do you have it currently? Do you have the new YouTube layout? Because I don't. I had it, and then they never like fully committed. You have it? God damn it. So I guess they're doing another round of beta testing it. It's still like, it's the Android layout where like you have a video in the top left, you have the description in the top right, suggested videos underneath it, underneath the video, and then comments underneath the description on the side. Yeah, no, it's like actually ass. I don't know why they keep pushing that, because it, like, I will actually just stop watching YouTube. I think as soon as I got it, it was like, okay, I'm gonna find a way to turn this off, revert it. And there are plenty of ways. You can look up Tamper Monkey, I think is the extension, and then people on Reddit have made scripts to bring back the old layout, and it will for sure work if you click on a video from the front page, and then if you go to a suggested video, it has a. They don't work. They were working for me. I had two though. I had two scripts, so one of them might not have worked, and one might have. Do I still have them bookmarked? Here. One. There are my two. I just sent you them. Yeah, well, you gotta see. If they don't work, then I apologize. But like, damn, it's just a bad layout. It's like okay, the Android tablet layout. We removed that for a reason, and now they're like, nah, we're gonna bring it back because it's just like shorts. It's just like shorts. We can put videos underneath the video. Oh, dude. And then it ruins the experience of the video that you're currently watching. So it actually hurts watch time. Because, I mean, to be fair, there were always, like, thumbnails on the side. But, like, damn. I always watch it in theater mode. So if you put thumbnails at the bottom of my screen, I'm going to hate you. God, why is the quality on YouTube so bad? It could be because the YouTube has two different video codecs. They have one that's called AVC something and one that's called VP09 something. And AVC is a lot more compressed, and that is what it's currently using. And if you upload something with a very high bit rate, it forces it to use VP09. So that might be why the YouTube quality is kind of ass at the moment. But at least Twitch quality seems to be good. Or at least better. I'm going to full screen this one. Let's see. Yeah, Twitch quality is a lot better. But also Twitch is the live streaming service. Is there another one? No. Yes. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna, I don't need any of this. Honestly, here, let's see. Neither work. I want to see if I have the new YouTube layout.
No clickbait.
No, it's okay. I survived this round, I think. we're good. Alright, what do I want to do now? I kind of want to run an onslaught. Honestly, what probably happened is they were pushing the new layout, and then people figured out how to revert it, and then they were like, okay, we gotta figure out how to make it so you can't revert it, and that's what they did. Are you on Firefox? You on Chrome? Firefox, damn. Okay, this is the same setup I had. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna do an onslaught. On Vasi Talk. I'm gonna do this, and then whenever this ends, it's probably gonna be end of the stream. This is mostly just a recap, and I need to get back into the swing of actually going live. So that was mostly the goal today, and since we've been streaming for almost an hour, I think I could say I went live. And I also wanted to, well, that was a chunk of spit. I wanted to try and stream Destiny, and apparently it works. I need to figure out why YouTube is huffing air. Like, it seems fine. Do I just need to yell at it in a higher bitrate and then go from there. Maybe it's possible. Possible. What's the topic? The YouTube layout for the most part. Hi, how are you doing? Me and the other person in the chat at the moment have both on our own experienced the horrors of the new YouTube layout on desktop. I don't know if that is something that you have been force-fed. Oh god. This is just I used to stream a little more often, and by used to I mean like 3 weeks ago. I just took a little bit of a break, so today's a little bit of a recap stream, and then tomorrow's gonna be actual like game dev stuff. But yeah, no, topic is the YouTube layout. I'm pretty sure I never changed the stream title and thumbnail. Kind of just went live. Alrighty. Why do I have enhanced radar? This guy is playing tech support in a game dev stream while playing Destiny. Yeah. I mean, I used to do tech support, and I did it from home. So, to say that I never did tech support as a job while playing Destiny would be a lie. You know, we're trying to get Scott Smith's YouTube layout to revert back to what it was, presumably a couple of days ago. I don't know how long you've been pained with the new layout. Nah, that almost made it. Okay. Oh, we're right in the pit. We're good. Let's break the ice. How do you handle creating models for your game using some assets? Okay, so that's crazy that you asked this question. So I actually worked on a video over the weekend because I had an idea. It's like, obviously I'm a little stalled on the actual character controller progression right now because I'm trying to implement gravity volumes, and I've been talking with the FishNet developer, and he said that for some reason some of the stuff that works on collision isn't firing, like some of the events aren't firing, and so I'm waiting on him. I'm a little stalled. And so I was like, you know, it's time that we actually like address the biggest pain point of the game at the moment, the game being Castle Wars. It's that there's like pretty much no art. And so I found, let's see if I can, where is my actual, what is it? It's game from, I found an article on a website called gamefromscratch.com, which I always think is games from scratch. And it's a programmer's guide to creating art for your game. And so I am going to go through and try some of the techniques and the things that they're talking about as like a little bit of a series, because I am very much a programmer and not artistically inclined, and I kind of want to figure out how to be a little more artistically inclined. And so tomorrow's stream actually is going to be on taking a bunch of models that are in the public domain and sort of altering them to change them stylistically to all fit together and making a little map out of it. But yeah, it's actually crazy that you asked me that, because I don't know how to model. I don't know how to texture. I know how to use Photoshop or GIMP or whatever, but I don't know how to pick colors for a texture. I don't know how to like design a model in such a way that you can like easily make it without having a bunch of overlapping faces or any of that. Everything that I've made has been jankily put together by in the editor using Pro Builder. And then I have like 3 models in an actual map. I should melee only. On the exploder round, I'll melee only, just for you. Okay. You can figure out the wonderful nightmare that is UV mapping. I've tried. I've never I understand the concept of UV mapping, but every time I try and do it, there's just some disconnect between what I want it to look like and however I'm like editing the UVs. Least favorite part. Your least favorite part of modeling is the texturing. Yeah. No, it makes sense. And you have to have like a paint application open at the same time so you can edit the textures. I don't know how to do it. I've tried again just using Pro Builder in Unity. But I've never like actually tried to do it with like Blender and stuff. Yeah. Been having some problems with collision events too, if that's what you mean. I'm passing the proper data. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know who the developer of Fishy's Teamworks is. I just downloaded it and didn't look at it. Look at the people all too much. But I don't know if you're in the FishNet Discord just for the whole networking library. But the developer is like very, very active in there, and so I just sort of put something in the help chat, and I was like, hey, I'm having problems with this network collision component. And then he was like, okay, let's see what you got. So I sent him a little demo project, and he's been troubleshooting it for like a week. You know, honestly, the developers are kind of sick. That's part of why I have stuck with FishNet, is just because of that Discord. Because they have a couple of mods, and then they have the main developer, and they all, much more than people on Unity's Discord. Yeah, well, I feel like, I mean, I don't know, I think FishNet's a little more focused of a community, because it's just people who are using the networking library, and so then you only ask questions about it. Whereas Unity as a whole, there's just so much. I don't know how active Unity's entire Discord is, because there's just so many things that Unity can do that you have too much overlap. It's like striking that balance between like what's too niche and what's too broad. And I think Unity, their Discord is a little too broad. It's really active. Is there a channel for each main branch of the editor? Yeah. Honestly, I am not on the Unity Discord, but I can imagine that there's maybe a couple of elitists in there. Or like people who just want to power trip and feel smarter than other people. Yes, I am still using Unity at least for the current project until it's done. I'm gonna be working with Unity. They walked it all back, which was crazy. Cause so that was all last September. I think on like the 13th of September, they were like, let's shoot ourselves in the foot, and they were like, hey, we're gonna make you have to pay for installs, and then that set the entire community on fire. I tried swapping to Unreal, which was fun but really hard, and then 3 days later they were like, oh, okay, actually maybe that change is self-reported, and you only, like, I think they changed the numbers. They made it self-reported, and then you can either pay they made it so if you pay to use the engine, you don't have to actually like pay per install. I don't remember exactly. It's been like 6 months. I could look it up in a second once this Tormentor round is done. But they basically, it was like a super gross situation because they shot themselves in the foot. The CEO said a bunch of shit on Twitter, basically like, we're not backing down, and if someone pirates your game, you have to pay for that install too. And then 3 days later of the PR nightmare, they were like, maybe we shouldn't have said any of that. Let's see. Unity pricing changes. Let's see. So the runtime fee. So the fee only applies once you've crossed 2 thresholds, and that is making $1 million in the last 12 months and having 1 million initial engagements, which means installs. If your game crosses both, you will be charged whichever amount is lower, which is 2.5% of your monthly revenue, or the runtime fee based on monthly installs. And they changed it to be initial engagements, so it's just the first time someone installs. They can't reinstall it a bunch of times. And then I think this is like my favorite change, but they probably did this just to make the PR a little better. They made it so that you don't have to have a splash screen, and you also don't have to pay a runtime fee if you're using the personal edition. And honestly, the only reason I was going to ever upgrade from the personal edition was to get rid of the splash screen. So now if I don't have to deal with the runtime fee and I get no splash screen, I'm just going to do that. They said that they are only going to they're going to keep terms of service the same for the versions that have already been rolled out, but part of the fiasco that was their whole pricing change was that they rolled back terms of service for existing versions. The CEO quit in those days. I know they just got a new CEO like last week, and I know people on the Unity subreddit are like, everyone who was hired, all of the high level execs that were hired right before that pricing fiasco by the old CEO need to get fired. Which we'll see if that happens. It's really hard to purge your C-suite. God, how do you even sell to shareholders? They have to have known that wouldn't have flown for too long. You see, okay, I'm gonna say this, and then no one is allowed to clip this. Shareholders are kind of stupid. If you can pitch to them that you're gonna make more money, the shareholders are in. It doesn't matter if you lose users in the process, or if you tarnish your reputation. If the shareholders make more money, they're in. Is usually how it goes. Because shareholders, like, the only point of them investing in the company at that point isn't even to make the company better. It's usually just to get a return on investment, and so that's really their only priority. Yeah, okay, no one's allowed to clip that because I'm trying to get a job in corporate, and I don't want anyone to know I said that. I didn't answer before, but God, I had the same experience with Blender or even art as a whole. Yeah, okay, so we're programmers. Yeah, no, it's... I want to learn how to make art, at least like basic shit, because I'm a stick figures guy. I want to figure out how to not only make stick figures. But it's gonna be a long and ardent process. Trying to go for a low poly kind of 3DS style. Yes, yes. I have a 3DS on my desk right now. I've been playing a lot of 3DS games in the last couple of years, and I think it's just because those are the games that I grew up on. But my God, I mean, like, I think Scott Smith, you might have been the person who showed me the sort of like N64 style retro wave, because like we had pixel art for a while and making things look like SNES games, and then I think like now we're sort of moving into like N64 era stuff is hitting the nostalgia peak. So like N64, PS2 graphics are also like pretty up there, and pretty soon we're gonna hit like, okay, we want to make things that look like they were on the DS or on the Wii, just because like those were the games that we grew up with. They make us feel good. It's sort of like how in music for the last 5 years we've been having a resurgence of 80s stuff. Like new wave music has been making a comeback, and God, I need ammo. New wave stuff is back, and then just sort of like 80s pop has been done to death in the last 4 years. And I think that we're probably going to see 90s nostalgia start hitting soon. But no, I support the 3DS style graphics, because it's just, I mean, some of them are really simple. Like Mario Kart 7 has, I'd argue, a pretty simple aesthetic. It looks like what we should look like without all the bloom and the like dark filter over everything. But no, I support it. I think with Castle Wars, my goal, I mean, there's like 3 buzzwords for the art style. I want it to be sci-fi, medieval, and mostly low poly. So I'm probably going to take a bunch of existing assets and just stylize them to be whatever I need them to be, because I cannot afford to buy assets, and I cannot afford to pay someone to make them. How do we still have the spark? Huh. Well, I'm just gonna take this out. That's not supposed to happen. The thingy that I picked up, you're not supposed to pick it up. You're supposed to dunk it, and that opens the portal, so I don't know how they got that. Problem is, maybe it's easier to model, but way harder to stylize and texture paint them. Rigging low poly is a pain in the ass. Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, the way that I kind of want to do animations is I have like one character model that I'll spend a lot of time on, and then I'll just attach different armor pieces or something to them to make different characters. So that way I only have to rig things once. But yeah, I think low poly will be, it's a lot easier to model, but stylizing is definitely harder. I think I haven't done any of this yet, but what I want to work out is that mostly like solid color texturing would work. And or like each face is a whole color rather than having some texture on it. Oh, hold on. I don't need that. Oh, I never did a exploder melee only round. Damn. Oh. Wasn't supposed to do that. I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, did I hear a fucking Tormentor sound? Or is that just Sky Bombers? I hope it's just Sky Bombers. Okay, that's most of them. Trying to go for kind of a story game. Potentially the goal is I'm trying to achieve is a split screen network game. Yes. Hazelight Studio style. I don't know Hazelight Studios. With 2 MCs and some story I'm thinking about. What is Hazelight? Hazelight Studios. What have they made? want to know what they made. Games. Okay, so they made It Takes Two. Okay. Yeah. So when you say network split screen, do you mean like multiple people over the network and you can see both players' perspectives? Oh, they're shooting at me. It means something's wrong. Yes. Okay. Well, I know like we started chatting on the comments of the split screen video. I think the only change that I would say is you probably don't want to deactivate cameras for players that you don't own. You just spawn them for both. But also, like, if you only have to deal with 2 people in the game, like, design-wise, that makes it so much easier. Oh. Okay. Fuck. That... I wasn't supposed to do that. Because I know, like, the biggest hang-up for me, design-wise, is that it's multiplayer and it's local split screen. So each client can have up to 4 local players, and that's been the hard part design-wise for me, is that I can potentially have 4 different players, so I had to have like another layer of abstraction. You got it working just yesterday. Sweet. Well, I would love to see how it progresses, because honestly, I haven't played It Takes Two, but I want to. I just have a huge gaming backlog, and the game I'm currently playing takes the most of my time. Okay. There we go. Ooh, Gold Mountaintop. Demolitionist Rampage. Does it have anything else? Frenzy. Demo Frenzy. What is the role that I want? I want auto reload recom. Okay, so we don't want that. I heard people doing something like what you want to make and then compare it to like Rocket League. Yeah. Was it so honestly, I'm a little older school than Rocket League. I'm basing it off of Halo Reach because that's what I grew up playing in middle school. And that's honestly what most of the game is based off of, because there was a custom game in Halo Reach called Castle Wars, and so I'm basically just taking that custom game and making it into a whole thing. But me and my brother only had one Xbox, and so we would just play split screen and then connect to a multiplayer game and play with our friends. So I wanted to enable that. I don't really know numbers wise how many like games are doing split screen anymore and how many people are actually playing games with actual split screen in it. I don't know why I said the word actual. That's stupid. It either has split screen or it doesn't. But like the days of couch co-op in a way are kind of gone, and I think that's why games like what you're making and what It Takes Two are so powerful, is because it sort of brings back that experience of split screen but over the network. Even though I'd argue a lot of the split screen experience was being able to like sock your friend when they killed you, setting up like a blanket to split the screen so you can't screen peek. How far into development of that feature? So I have actually completely developed it, and I can show it off if I wasn't in the middle of this. I don't know if I've explicitly shown it off, but the split screen video was technically my way of like saying, hey, I made this thing. I do have it so that way we can have multiple people on one client and then connect over the network. I'm trying to think if there's an easy way to demo that, because I have it working over Steam, and I also have it working locally, but it's really hard to distinguish. Like if I have 2 clients and one of them has 2 split screen players and the other one has 1, it's really hard to differentiate like controllers for those on the same computer. But technically the feature is done. I'm just going back and working on my character controller at the moment. because I didn't implement everything right the first time. Oh, that's okay. Jesus, these guys are so chunky. And oh, I thought I was gonna die. I'm on top. Oh, that went to the postmaster. Okay, that's awesome. You definitely have a hard distance. You probably want an accurate CSP. It's so yes and no. It's not a competitive game. It's more arcade style. But I want it because I implemented everything to be client authoritative, and it was still there were a lot of desyncs, and I'm not 100% sure why all those things were desyncing. Still debating whether to go for that too or just stick with client auth, since cheating isn't really. Yeah, I honestly, so the anti-cheat aspects of client auth or of server auth are definitely there for me, but like ultimately the game I'm making is going to be a custom games game. You're probably only going to be playing it with friends, or if there is a hacker, you could just boot him. There's not going to be like a ranking system or anything. The last thing I want is having to support this game like an esport, because I'm ultimately one guy, and I do not have the sheer number of people playtesting it that would require to really tune it to be an esport, or just to be something a little more competitive. I also I have a game settings menu in the lobby, and it just like completely allows you to set up stuff that breaks the game. Like you can set your jump height to like 10 in-game units, and then you can set the max number of jumps to 5. And so you could just like shoot yourself right out of the map, turn off fall damage. I don't really care if so it's something like stick fight in a way, yeah. I would still say it's like I'm pretty much making a Halo clone, just with no guns. But yeah, no, you'd probably like there's gonna be a server browser on Steam, so that way you could find games to play with people. But ultimately, I'd want like the reason I'm making it is so I can play it with my friends, and that's sort of the goal that I want, is to have it be like an arcade style. If Landfall made Halo custom games, exactly. It's goofy, but you're having a good time with your friends, and that's all that really matters. Okay. My engrams are full. Oh, I need to open some of those. Do I already have a Steam page? No. Probably once I have some amount of art going, I will make a Steam page. And then it can start accruing wish lists maybe. But I feel like right now, like it's really hard to show off programming stuff in pictures. So I'll probably wait until there's some art. Plus, like that is arguably what like brings people in to a game, is the art style in a way. Like art proves like that a game is worth playing. So I'm gonna just wait until I have a little bit more to show, and then I'll make a Steam page. Have a super promising cinematic trailer that, yeah, No, I'm gonna give it the GTA 5 treatment. I'm gonna give we're gonna announce a year that it's gonna come out, and that's it. But it, hopefully, I mean, if I can find some somewhat easy ways to make art, then I should be done with all the mechanics like this year, and then art can be like the whole focus of like the later half of this year, and hopefully I can get it out by like summer of 2025, because it's still going to be a pretty big game ultimately, and I'm going to have a lot to play test. But once there's like characters moving around in a couple of maps, it's just adding more content, really. I know I want to put in vehicles, but it's going to be a lot of work. Got a point. Honestly, it scares me to a point, because as we stated, it's really not our field. You mean art, or do you mean like GTA and the AAA space is gonna dominate? Yeah, no, art is really not, I mean, it's at least not my field. One of these days I'll get better at it, and that's sort of the goal of probably the next couple of months for me. But as it stands right now, no, you're good, don't worry. Yeah, no, I wanna figure out how to make art, because ultimately, like, you can hide a lot with good art, and then if you have a good game underneath all the good art, it's like that's all you really need. And there's got to be ways to like effectively do it, because like the Stardew Valley guy is a programmer. I don't know if the Stardew Valley guy started by making art. I could be completely talking about my ass on this. But as far as I know, Concerned Ape has what's it called? Made all of the art for their game. Look at Toby Fox's Code of Spaghetti. Yeah, I mean, there's the Pirate Software clip of, hey, every single dialogue option in Undertale is one if statement. It's just if else, if else, if else. It's crazy. For that art direction, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like, you don't have to be a good programmer. I would argue you don't even have to be a good artist. I think what's the game? Thomas Was Alone. This game arguably has no art in it. Now it still has art, because obviously like there's images there, but that's super simple. You don't need to make something super complex. You just need to make something that works. And I would even go as far as to argue that like realistic art in games, like the direction that Call of Duty has gone, and that Battlefield has been in for the last decade, is too much, and it doesn't really serve the game to make that realistic of art. Because ultimately, it's just a video game. We don't need a combat simulator. Just make fun. Make a fun game. I missed the grenade. Yeah, I think I have the... Do I have... No, I don't. Pirate Software, who I take a lot of inspiration from nowadays, has a website where I think it's called Go Make Games or something like that, and it just shows off various examples of like, hey, this is a game where the programming is ass, but it's still a good game. This is a game where the art is not super technical, but it's still a good game. And it sort of just it's a page that just breaks down any conception of like you need to be good at what you're doing before you start. It's like all you have to do is really know what fun is. I know Like, I play guitar. I know when I was like looking up how do you write a song, there's a TED talk where some guy's like, here's how you write a song, you're gonna do it with me, and he plays something and he asks the room like, hey, did you like that or did you not like that? And then the crowd answers no, didn't like that. So he changes it, and then they go, yeah, we like that. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna play something new after that. And then they slowly, over the course of the TED talk, build out a song in over the course of like 10 minutes, just by saying, did we like that, yes or no? And he shows new options. And obviously, like, as an artist, you slowly learn more and more options of what you can play. But all art is do I like this, do I not like this? And then you trust yourself and your taste. What? That thing, he disappeared. Hell yeah, we got it. No, you're good. Take your time. Take your time. Woo. All right. Is there anything that I even can upgrade? It's just tripwires. This is really just tripwires. I'm gonna shax this guy out. Just kidding. 1, 2. Okay, we got it in. Oh, so something I realized, so I have this stream background music thing, which is 3 hours, but I think it's actually just like 20 minutes of the same music that repeats. Because you'll hear like the same little audio cues or like flare pieces over and over and over again. So unless that's the producer tag, then it's all the same. It's just repeating. The other thing that's kind of crazy, and I need to get to a safe spot before I pull this up. Oh, god damn it. Do I still have that extra tab open? No. So I watched this video,
and like women don't understand,
which is really
how
long.
sweet it is.
When you
What?
just
And then right at the end, let's bring this into play. So we have desktop audio on. So
so dirty. You listen around the block.
Now that you play in the pot.
so the outro music is that. Okay. Now Is that not the same shit? You ever be watching a video and you're like, oh man, I know that music. I listen to that music for like 4 hours every other day. Damn. So yeah, found my stream music in someone's outro. My allergies are so bad. I want to just like start sneezing and just sneeze until it's all gone. Would be preferable. Alrighty. I'm gonna pull that one drop. If it, oh, it does exist. Okay, it does exist. We're good. Gonna bring that over. Oh, it's an ogre round. Go on, get the kill, get the kill. Yes, okay. Needed to proc sunbreakers. Some bracers? It is too early in the morning for this. My nose is like burning on the inside. That's it. That's it. That's the death speed run. God damn it. Ah. Damn. It's like 11:45. Whenever this game is done, that's probably what I'm gonna call it. But it's also because like I get a shower. My hair is a little gross. Hey, not too bad, not too shabby. Now we get to the real end game, which is the last 10 rounds of this thingy. So many tokens. Okay, that's Recom Impulse. That's at least something we can work with. Okay. We're gonna want you. You should let me get the first one. I could have sworn there were more turrets. Could have sworn. Oh, time to stand. We're not getting the stand hour, but it's gonna be okay. Oh, you're there. Okay. Alrighty. This is bad. If the other guy dies, it's over. Okay, we got two now. Good as one, I picked you up. Good as one, I picked you up. Now he's got it. Elsie's rifle. What do we got? What do we got? Repulsor Desperate. That's not horrible. It's really not horrible. Alright, I wish I had something other than primary ammo for this. Oh. There we go. That could have gone so much worse. We got heavy ammo yet? I need it. I need it. Okay, other than tripwires, there's like fucking nothing to buy out here. What is, all right. God, there's just so many tripwires. Where? No, it's a speed wave. Oh God. speed wave this late's not very fun. Good sunspot. That was worthless. That's where I should have shot it. I think we got it. That's not horrible. We did it. We did it, Joe.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
Last spark run of the game. Let's go. Okay. Now it's do or die time. Other than tripwire, is there anything to even buy? Actually, no. Okay, we can buy this. We've almost bought out. Not an overround. Yeah, it's still doing good. Batteries. Okay, I should actually reload. Alright, it's wave 49. Are we gonna get tormented? I really hope we don't, but it's this is the way to do it. Champions defeated. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we got tormented. Don't grab me. Alrighty. Now we just have to kill the boss. Get him. No, thank you.
This is a game of pure combat adventure. Make me proud.
Ah. Of course, it's this guy. I hate this one because he actually runs at you. Oh. We lost a man. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Yeah, let's see if the level 10 can get us going. Come on, you can res that one guy. Maybe. You can res me. The other guy's up. It's a good save. I don't have it. Oh, get fucked. Bye bye. He's gonna respawn in a second. They usually have protection against that. Damn. Okay, we're in this situation again. Ugh. We have the level 10. He's invis. He's got one guy. He's Russian, or at least has a Russian name, so I expect him to be a good gamer. God, whatever rocket launcher he's using, the sound it makes when it shoots sounds like someone falling asleep in Animal Crossing. Alrighty. Ugh. That's a wave 50. Give me one mountaintop, please.
Once more onto the breach.
Feeding frenzy desperate. We don't need that one. Recluse with oh, that's ass. It's all the way ass. Alright. Well, that's what I'm gonna call it. It's beach day. So I will see y'all tomorrow. And we're gonna do a we're making art day. We're gonna be transforming some public domain assets, getting them all into some cohesive style, and then hopefully making a little scene that I can use somewhere. I haven't decided exactly what map we're gonna make yet. I gotta do that tonight. So, anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow. If you can't wait that long, go check out the YouTube channel, and there's videos on there. Peace.